You both had a brief exchange with this prisoner to be part of this prison break.
Do I get the vibe like he's gonna try to hurt me? Or is he just dark elf?
He's a sketchy dude for sure. Are you trying to escape?
I am. You seen any eggs around here? I'm just in the mood for a boiled egg.
No eggs. Welcome to the very first episode of QuestMasters, a stellar Continuum production and a D&D game show. Over the last 30 minutes or so, both of our players, who I will introduce in a moment, have each played through an identical 15-minute one-shot with the same character sheets, the same scenario, and the same objective to try to see which one could complete the quest and some bonus objectives to get some bonus points. We're going to talk about how all that went, but first, let me introduce the players themselves. First, we have Ashton Rock.
Howdy.
And we also have Joey Stanca.
Hello.
With that being said, let's talk first about the character sheet.
Randy Flandy.
Excellent.
The fourth.
That's the one.
Randy Flandy the fourth.
Now, you both started in the same scenario, and you both started in jail. You find yourself, Randy Flandy, in jail. Specifically, you find yourself in a small jail cell. There are two benches in this cell. On one side, there is a door made of iron bars, and on the other side, there is a small window also made of iron bars. The only other person in the jail cell is this big, hulking, beefy half-orc covered in tattoos who is sound asleep and snoring. Besides the snoring of the half-orc, you also hear a faint whistled melody coming from the hallway outside the door. But otherwise, that is your starting position. First of all, before we talk about how you each approach this situation, we had a total of basically 5 objectives. Your main quest, which is not going to come as a surprise, is that you are to break out of jail without dying. And specifically, you need to find yourself 60 feet away from the jail's walls. 4 bonus objectives. The first bonus objective is you escape jail without anyone dying. 2 is you escape with at least 23 gold pieces on your person. You get a bonus point if you escape jail with an egg on your person. And 4 is you escape with an anvil on your person. We're not going to talk about quite yet how we each fared by the end, but I think we should start with how you each approached the first starting situation.
Are there any structural weaknesses in this cell? I want to see if my partner has attempted to dig out at any other point.
I'd like to get the guard to come down the hall.
Okay.
You don't let Randy Flandy sit in a prison cell.
Joey, you rolled a bit lower on a lot of these checks than Ashton did.
I had a lot of bad rolls.
He had some bad rolls. Persuasion is what I'd probably use here.
Nat 1.
Nat 1. Ashton, you had a fair amount, especially at the beginning at least. You had some pretty good rolls that kind of got you going.
19.
19, wonderful. So with a 19 investigation check, Ashton had a high enough roll to discover something in the cell that ended up not playing a huge role, but was important. There was a loose stone in the wall that Ashton found because you rolled.
I was really looking to see if my cellmate had dug any kind of hole or anything before, if he had kind of imposed any structural weakness in the cell.
Yeah.
So in doing that, I found that stone, and it had a lockpick, a dagger, and.
Are you joking? There was a lockpick in that cell?
And some gold.
You find that there is a loose stone in the wall that you're able to remove, and you find a cubby behind it that has a small dagger, a lockpick, and 5 gold pieces.
But I did.
Was it 23 gold pieces?
It wasn't. But don't feel bad, because I did not use the lockpick.
So it was actually really funny because you didn't use the lockpick that you found. Joey, on the other hand, still picked the lock of the jail by using a splinter of wood. You look around, you actually notice that this half-orc, he's got a splinter in his mouth he's been using as a pick between his tusks and his teeth.
Hey, what do you got there? You got a little piece of wood?
Yeah,
Can I borrow that for a second?
Wipes it on his shirt. Sure, brother, no problem.
And I'm going to try to reach around and pick this lock.
Okay, give me a sleight of hand check.
21.
21. 21's good. However, things did start to splinter pretty heavily from here because you each tried to recruit the half-orc. Joey, how did that go for you?
I'm going to start poking the half-orc.
You start poking him.
Hey, wake up.
What?
Wake up.
Oh, hey.
Hey. I
do you
guess we're cellmates.
Yeah, I guess so.
How long you been here?
I don't know, couple months.
Couple months?
Yeah.
What are you in for?
Stealing.
Stealing?
Yeah, man, I had a bad gambling problem.
Oh,
I had to steal to make up for it, but they locked me away when they caught me.
Well, that sucks. Hey, I'm trying to get out of here. You want to help me?
No, man, look, I got a daughter on the outside.
Yeah.
Look, I don't want to get hung.
You'd love to see her today, wouldn't you? We could get out of here right now. You could be with your daughter in an hour. I don't know how far she is.
Give me a persuasion check again.
13.
13. I'm going to have him roll an insight check.
Okay.
Just to see. He rolls high enough. Nah, man, listen, I've been down this road before. I don't want to. They hang people for breaking out of places like this. I only got a couple months left. I'm going to hang tight. I'm going to be the daddy she needs when I get out.
So he also told me that he had a daughter, but I had woven this story where there were so many prisoners coming in that they were going to start killing the old ones. I was like, well, you don't see any old prisoners in here. I was like,
Did he believe you?
I'm going to wake my cellmate up and say, hey there, partner, we're getting out of here. Today's the day. You with me or what?
What? He kind of wakes up. What are you talking about?
Today's the day. We're getting out of here. You ready or what?
Oh, no, man. I've got a daughter at home. I'm just trying to serve my time.
Don't you want to see her again? Okay?
Yeah, I want to see her.
I need your help, man. We can get out of here. This is important.
You
think this prison cell's getting a little full? The prison's getting a little full? Don't you know what they do to the old dogs? You look like you've been here a while. You know what they do to the old dogs? They put them down when the new ones have to come in, okay? They don't make space. I need you.
They hang people who escape from here. I'm not trying to get killed.
Yeah, well, I heard the guards talking last night. We only probably have another week or so before they're going to start euthanizing the old ones.
Give me a deception check.
4.
4?
No,
4.
6.
6. Okay, I'm going to have him roll a bit of an insight check. And he rolled a natural 1. So, shit. All right. No, damn. I didn't realize they were going to be euthanizing us around here.
Yeah.
Things are worse than I remembered. Okay, what do you need from me?
Okay.
What's the plan?
Yeah, he rolled a nat 1 on...
He rolled a nat 1 on his insight check, and Ashton rolled like...
That's incredible.
6. It was 5. It was
Yeah.
low.
You convinced this guy they were going to kill him?
Yeah, because I was like, there's so many new prisoners, and he was like, all right, I'll help you. So he did.
Yeah. So he helped him. And you also both attempted a very similar ruse to get the guard. You pretended you were injured, and you were asking for food or...
I asked for food to get him to come over, and then I later called out saying someone in the next cell was suffocating. Start calling out, guard!
Oh my God! He stands up, walks back down. What do you want?
I think someone in the cell over there is having a heart attack. You should go check it out.
There's no one in the cells around you.
What do you mean? I just heard someone over there.
No.
You really need to go check. It sounded like he was being suffocated.
give me another deception check.
God! 6. But then he told me there was no one in that cell.
And
You're like, my God, they're already dead.
it's too late.
You're too late.
There's no other people in this whole cell block. It's just the two of you.
Okay, and as he says that, I'd like to just throw the door open as he's on the other side.
Amazing. Ashton, you pretended that you were injured.
Mm-hmm.
And again...
Said that the other guard was, or that the other prisoner had fought me. He was attacking me.
And by this time, you'd already convinced this other prisoner to help you out. Mm-hmm. So he played along in this ruse, and you rolled very high on a performance check. I think it was like over 20. And so the guard came in to like tend to you.
No, I'm gonna call the guard over.
Yeah, what's going on? What do you need?
Dude, I think I separated my shoulder. This guy frickin' beat me up here.
Yeah. I beat him up good.
And then I'm gonna kind of really try to get out of the ground, and like I'm, in pain here.
Oh, you poor thing. Give me a persuade or give me a performance check actually as you're playing the part of this injured prisoner.
Pretty good. 19.
19. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing as kind of a standard here. He rolls an insight check. He rolls very poorly as well. Oh man. Okay, you step back from the jail door.
Okay.
You see that the orc complies. He steps back, and the guy takes out some keys and opens the door.
I'm gonna kind of put my hand on the wall where that loose stone was.
Yeah.
And when he gets in the wall, the thing, I want to take that loose stone and crack it over his head and attempt to knock him out.
Okay, give me an attack roll. At which point you guys jump the guard. And there was a bit of a fight. Now you both ended up fighting the guard. It went very differently for each of you, though. Joey, I think you ended up just kind of kicking at him at first.
Just kick him in the nuts
Okay.
and run by. Every attack roll I made was under 11. 11, 10. It's a 7.
Ashton, of course, had already found this like loose stone and the dagger, and he had recruited the orc. So like the starting points were very different. But
What I did was I had kind of like positioned myself against the wall and took that loose stone and tried to strike him with it, but then I missed. But then we were both able to attack the guy.
yeah, you ended up rolling a nat 20.
Did you kill him?
I non-lethal damage him.
Use a dagger? Yeah, give me an attack roll.
Nat 20.
Really? Okay, great.
Of course.
Well, we'll get there.
Well, yeah.
Let's work up.
So another thing, it was fun to see it kind of diverge because you were approaching a very similar way, but the rolls were kind of forcing you kind of down different approaches. So, yeah, Ashton, you knocked him out. You took his sword, took his armor, and then you
Put his armor on?
While Joey, on the other hand, simply ran past him. He disengaged and ran into the next room.
Okay, I'd like to disengage, move down the hall,
Yeah.
and kind of just keep moving.
So you both kind of get to this next room, which has a well, and there's an anvil, which was a bonus objective to obtain, and then there's this other prisoner in the cell as well, this dark elf. You had taken the orc as a false prisoner, while you were being actively pursued by the guard. So things are very different. It's the guard's turn. You see he's going to come running, burst through the door, sword drawn. He had the same movement that you did, so he's going to turn and see you. What are you doing? He's going to run up to you and he's going to make another attack roll. You also both went and got the anvil. You both had a brief exchange with this prisoner to be part of this prison break.
Do I get the vibe like he's going to try to hurt me? Or is he just dark elf?
He's a sketchy dude for sure. Are you trying to escape?
I am. You seen any eggs around here? I'm just in the mood for
No eggs.
a boiled egg.
No eggs.
I was going to try to recruit him. I was going to try to get him. I was going to be like, hey man, you carry that anvil out for you.
No.
He just started being shady, so I was like, all right, forget it. So then I just had the orc carry the anvil.
I didn't like his vibe. I didn't even.
No, yeah, he was shady. Was he? He was.
Yeah.
In your mind, could you?
Yeah.
divulge any
Well,
of that?
so cool thing about this is we're never going to play this again, so I can divulge a little bit behind the screen.
Sure.
Yeah. His name was Slice. If you ever met him.
You guys are named Slice.
Yeah. And yeah, he was a shady figure. He was gonna, if you let him out, he was gonna help you escape, but he was gonna murder people, on his way out probably. Kill a guard, if you're trying to get out non-violently, he would not help that. Very well. I will remember your face when I finally get out of here, though.
That's great.
And he walks back into the shadows.
That really won't be a problem for me. How much time do I have left?
You have 2 minutes left. He would have really come into play if either of you had made it past that room, but neither of you did. Because now, as where things start getting a bit more interesting in terms of how you each finish. So like I said, you each took the anvil, but you each did something very different with it.
Did you go down the well?
Maybe. I'd like to pick up the hammer, strike the guard,
Yes. Okay.
drop the hammer, pick up the anvil, jump in the well.
I wanted to. I didn't have enough understanding. I wasn't quite visualizing what the well was. I know you said it went down 10 feet, but I was having a hard time understanding.
Okay.
Is there anything else in this room that I might,
Just the well, and I will say that you do hear running water from down in the well.
I could go down the
If you
well?
wanted to, you could.
Do I think that I would survive? I'm trying to get a scope for it.
In chainmail with an anvil, you'd probably drown if there's deep water, but that could be a means of escape.
Is it 60 feet down, do you think?
You can look down, I'll say no. It's a 10-foot drop into the water, but it is rushing. It almost looks like it goes down to an underground river.
When I got to the anvil in real life, I only had a minute left.
And you have 1 minute left.
Oh God. So it was
Yeah, I think I had 2.
yeah.
Yeah. So, Ashton, if you want to explain what you did.
I had the orc pick up the anvil. We went back into the room, threw it through the bars.
With 15 and an anvil, you and the orc throw it against these rusted bars. I say that it will kind of crush through the window.
Then I took the guard and threw him over to see if I would survive.
The incapacitated guard.
Yeah.
And I threw the incapacitated guard.
Trying to see if
60-foot drop.
Well, trying to see if he would hit the window or the water. Like if he was going to hit rock and splat.
You throw him out the window.
Yeah.
You throw the guard out the window. You see him fall down, and he definitely dies.
Because I was like, that's a calculated risk. Like I'd rather be able to finish the objective and have like a guard die rather than not. But it was all for nothing because with about 10 seconds left, I had to just jump out the window and I took too much damage. I died.
Glorious moment. You throw the anvil out and you leap out the window, hoping to survive, but you snap your neck and die on the rocks down in the water. So unfortunately, you did not complete your quest by surviving the escape. But who knows? Maybe Joey will die too. Something that's worth saying here too is that before you got to the point of throwing the guard out the window, you also briefly, very seriously considered cutting out the guard's tongue.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I just don't want him to tell anybody that I'm going to be, I feel like I'm going to get hunted down. I only have a few minutes.
Do you want to give me an insight check real quick?
Yeah. 12.
12. If you cut out this guy's tongue,
He's going to die or bleed to death.
he's either going to bleed to death, or even if not, it doesn't prevent him from writing down what happened.
Okay.
Or explaining that you cut out his tongue.
It should be worse. Okay.
Yeah.
For what reason?
So that way he wouldn't, obviously he would be able to scream, but I was hoping he wouldn't be able to say, there's so much happening in these 15 minutes, and it does really go by so fast.
It's intense. It went by a lot faster than I had anticipated.
So I was just like, look, it might be a little brutal, but I'm trying to ensure success here. But that's what I did. I fell out the window.
Nice.
What'd you do with the anvil?
I got to the anvil, and there was also that hammer there. Tried to just swing at the guard, completely missed. Picked up the anvil, jumped into the well. Pick up the anvil, jump in the well.
What happened?
The anvil sunk to the bottom of the river.
So you jump, see this little dwarf jump over
And maybe
the
when I jump in the well, I drop the anvil so it doesn't land on me.
Okay, probably smart. You throw the anvil down, you jump in, you fall 10 feet and you splash into a river. This river is deep enough for you to swim in. The anvil has dropped right to the bottom of it.
And then I was being pulled by the current, found a ledge, and my last thing at the end of the time was I jumped back in the river and fell to my death off the cliff.
You're on the ledge and you see that it continues down the river.
Yep.
If you want to use your movement and just start running down the river, that will get you away from the jail.
Do I see anything on the ledge before I jump back in the river?
There's nothing. No, so you can run along. You can stay on the ledge. Like the ledge kind of follows the river.
Okay.
Or you can jump back in the river.
I guess I'll jump in the river.
And be carried off by the...
Let it take me.
Great. So you jump in, you get carried by the stream, and you get tumbled out of this waterfall, and you tumble down, free falling 50 feet into these jagged rocks. We're going to roll 5d6. That's the fall damage. I'll roll 3 of the d6s. If you have 2 over there, you could use. It's not looking good over here.
Mine already killed me.
Okay, yeah, mine did too.
Because the river flowed off the cliff.
If you would have stayed on that ledge, would you have survived? Like, would that have been the 60 feet that he...
If you had dashed down the if you continued down the interior of the tunnel, you probably would have escaped. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
I didn't realize that the ledge was like I thought it was just a ledge. It led somewhere?
Yeah, and we can roll back the footage, but it continued kind of down this underground tunnel.
Yeah, I missed that.
You're on the ledge, and you see that it continues down the river.
Yep.
If you want to use your movement and just start running down the river, that will get you away from the jail. I thought you took it as a calculated risk to take the river instead of trying to run down the ledge. In either case...
Well, I wonder if you died before the time expired. Like, what if you were 70 feet away, falling to your death, but frozen in time, you would have survived?
You both died in basically the same spot. So if we had the capability to run like a side by side, at the end of the 15 minutes, both your dwarven bodies slam not more than 15, 20 feet apart from each other on the same rocks at the bottom of this cliff.
That's funny.
So you both died.
And where was the rest of the gold?
So there was 10 on the guard. There was 5 in the jail cell. And if you'd gone past the well room, there's another that led to like the entrance, the intake of the prison. There was more gold in there. But yeah, I think all things considered, you got a partial bonus objective with the gold, but you got a full bonus objective by not killing anyone other than yourself. So I would lean towards Joey.
Did I kill him or did the ocean kill him?
You threw him out a window.
You should throw him out a window.
I should have had
After
what's
you
his
knocked
face
him.
throw him.
Yeah.
If you had
Did
done
I even
that,
say that he didn't?
But the objective was that
I
one dies.
would say that Joey takes this today because he didn't kill anybody.
Well, with that being said, Joey, I'm gonna.
Whoa! If there's prizes, then we need to take this back. Then
maybe there's a belt.
This will be for now our temporary
the trophy.
the trophy. This is a skull made of melted dice that I made once upon a time.
Held by the winner.
Held by the winner until reclaimed by another. So Joey, that is yours to keep until someone else claims it back from you. I don't have a name for that, so if someone wants to name that in the comments, please do. But
Top comment gets pinned to name him, and then that's the name.
yep, there we go. Top comment, most liked comment gets to name this trophy, which will now be a permanent fixture in this channel. So
Hold on.
Well done. That was
good
tough.
sportsmanship. Wonderful. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you next time on the next episode that we put up here on Stellar Continuum. As always, let us know in the comments if you enjoyed this or if you didn't, what you liked, what you did not. If you want to support the channel, the easiest way to do it is to like the video, to share it, to subscribe, comment, all that stuff. If you want to support the channel directly to help us improve video quality and other things over time, you can do so on Patreon. That's patreon.com/Stellar Continuum, also linked in the description. But with that being said, thank you so much and have an awesome day.